Welcome in. You are listening to Just an Average Podcast with your hosts, Jake and Casey. With the NFL preseason coming to an end, week 2, fantasy football is usually starting to kick off by now. And that's actually the topic for today, fantasy football. Do you play fantasy football, or are you in any leagues this year?
Not in any this year. It used to be in like 2 or 3. But I haven't been in one for probably 2-3 years, probably.
Really?
Yeah.
There was one point in time where I was in 5, and I'm like, this is extremely hard to manage. So cut that back. I'm only in 2 this year. I want to try to just be in 1 next year. I'm in 1 money league and then 1 that's just for fun and whatnot. But the money leagues make it more fun. I feel like if you're in a money league, people have to set their rosters. They have to set their lineups every single week because, I mean, if you're not, then you're out X amount of dollars at the end of the season. But big question for you. When is the most appropriate time to have a fantasy draft?
I think about right now, honestly. I would say like right now, probably within the next week, definitely before the season actually starts. Obviously, you got to do it before the season starts. But I think this is the perfect time to do it because you see a lot of the players get out on the field and play, and most of the projections are out, and most of the fantasy lineups are out. Most of the analysis guys that are really, really good at what they do, all their predictions are out. I used to print off 4 or 5 papers and do all that stuff and really look at predictions and really look at sleeper players just for later rounds. Everyone always knows all that stuff, but
for sure.
I definitely think it's right now.
We usually do the fantasy draft, obviously, second week of preseason. It kind of changed a little bit because obviously now there's only 3 weeks of preseason. There's not the 4 weeks of preseason. But I've heard of people doing it before the preseason ever starts, and then people doing it just a couple days before the regular season starts. So me personally, I like doing it either the second week or third week of preseason. The only thing is it's a little bit of a gamble too.
Yeah, if someone that could get hurt.
Someone that could get hurt. So if you've got, teams that are playing their starters, a lot of teams do dress rehearsals on the second week of preseason or the third week of preseason, but all it takes is one false step or one wrong move, and a player goes down, which you hate to see. But I've had that happen before a couple of times. In preseason, we do a draft early preseason and a player goes down. It's man, that was one of my, top 5 picks now that I don't have for the rest of the season. So now I'm on the wire trying to get someone in. But we are actually doing, I'm doing one next week and then the week after. So I do have a couple coming up within the next couple weeks, but this is probably my, I want to say 11th, 12th, maybe more than that, 11th, 12th year doing fantasy football. Maybe it's probably more than that. But have you ever won a fantasy football league at all? Ever?
Yeah, the very last one that I did, I actually won.
Really?
I've actually won probably. I've either won or got top 3 in almost every single one of my fantasy leagues that I've done.
Wow! All right.
Yeah. I'm not saying that I'm really good. I just think I'm just really lucky. I play the waiver. I play the waiver very good, and but when you're leading is when it really is hard to strategize. But I'm a big waiver guy. I cut and leave players all the time.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up strategy because we're going to get to that here in a bit. I think I've won. Well, I won last year, which was kind of nice. I won our money league, which is really cool. I won. And Katie, Vaughn got second, and then Kimmy actually got third. So we raked in some money last year in the money league, and then I think one other time when we were in high school, I think I won one. But yeah, I usually I usually finish. I say usually finish within the top 3 to 5. But there's been several years where I've been dead last, and it's just it doesn't matter how much football knowledge you have. If a player goes down, or you just select the wrong players you think are going to go off, it is a long season. It's a long season.
There's a lot of strategy. There's honestly a lot of strategy when it comes to fantasy football.
Yeah, and let's actually hop right into the strategies for fantasy football. What are your I'm intrigued to see if we differ at all. Let's talk about like early round strategies, kind of middle round strategies, and then we'll kind of get to the late rounds as well. So, what are your early round strategies? And we'll speak as far as like a PPR league goes for so
Yeah.
points per reception for those of you that
So
don't know.
it obviously depends on where you're placed at in the draft.
Yeah,
I like to be honestly like right around the middle to the end.
same.
Like I
Yep.
like to be like it depends. Like usually there's 12 teams
Yeah.
in most fantasy drafts. I usually like to be between 8 and 10, uh, just because everyone always takes the players. Like I like the sleeper good players.
Yeah.
I obviously if it's a first round pick, if you get the first overall draft pick, you get a very very good player, but you have to wait
You have
so
to
long to
wait
get so
all the
yeah.
way to the
I'd
end of
rather
the
be in the
second
middle of the
round.
pack, and I would rather just get solid players and not just have one really good guy that's getting me 20 plus, and then the rest of my team give me like 10.
Yeah.
Uh, so I like to be in the middle. If I'm in the middle, then I strategize by I obviously go like, okay, well I know exactly who's going to be picked top 5. So
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
for
even
sure.
don't even look at them.
Yep.
I have them on there, but they're scratched.
Yeah.
Um, but I go, I get real in depth with it when I do it. I go by like bye weeks. I go by uh, opponents. I go by
Yeah.
strength of schedule. I go by all that stuff, and I go like especially towards the end of the season who they're playing. If it's a really really good team that I know is going to be really really good that year, it's really really hard for me to even think about playing them towards the end of the year. So like you
Yeah.
obviously have them for the beginning, but when you need your players the most is at the end of the season. And
Yeah.
so it's really really hard to have a really good player say like the year that like say last year, yeah, people who had Saquon Barkley,
Yep.
and then they sit him and he's been tearing it up, and then he, like he's gonna win you a league, and then he doesn't play. So
Yep.
I
Yeah.
mean, it goes both ways, but it's definitely I try not to get more than more than 2 or 3 players with the same bye week.
Yeah.
I try to maneuver that as good as I can. I try to think, okay, well, this person has a bye week. And then during that bye week, I'm like, okay, well, whose player is going to be playing this team during this bye week? And then you just got to base it off waivers and stuff like that, too. Because sometimes you drop players and you can get them right back. Sometimes you drop players and you never get them back. And it's just a high risk, high reward type of game. So,
Oh, for sure. And speaking of that too, like anybody that does set up a fantasy football league, I've learned that do not we leave out the week 18 game. We only go to like week 16
yeah,
or 17, I believe,
that way it's
because
still
that week
competitive.
18, like if you have, I mean, obviously any team that goes into the preseason, like you have the Chiefs last year, 15-1, none of their starters are playing. It's just like you draft all these really good players and then, your fantasy league goes up to that week 18 and you can't even use any of those players because they're all being benched or sat
Yep.
for that week. So yeah, I learned that the first couple of years. I'm like, all right, drafting all these really good players, can't use them getting into the playoffs because they're also in the playoffs.
Yeah,
So
then you end up losing the first round to some team that doesn't really have that good of players, but then they up
yep.
popping off because they're finally getting receptions and
Oh
touches
yeah,
and
for sure.
all that. So
Garbage time stuff for sure. Yeah, and
yep,
then my strategy. So whenever I'm drafting, I'm a big running backs guy. Like I think my first,
you usually have a
no
running
matter
back in a
where
flex.
no matter where I draft in the draft, I'm always double running backs. I'll go running back, unless there is just a stud wide receiver that somehow fell, but I'm
So are you
always
in?
running back.
So are you in a league that has 2 running backs or one?
So we do
Because usually it's what 2 running backs,
two
two
running backs, two wide
receivers, and
receivers,
then a flex,
tight end, a flex, a quarterback, obviously, and then you got a kicker and a
kicker and
defense.
defense. Okay.
Yep. So I'll always go two running backs, and then obviously the flex player. Like if it's the third round, if there's another really good running back, I'm taking a running back just because wide receivers. I mean, there's a lot of depth at wide receivers, but
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time you've got one running back that's really getting the majority of the carries, like Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry.
But
They're
then you
getting
have those teams that have dual running backs that
yep,
people don't pick.
and that's
That
and
backup
that's
running back
yeah.
that gets a lot of touches. Like you look at Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco. I mean,
Oh yeah, you look at
I don't know. I don't even know if Kareem Hunt's going to be playing with them this year or not. But
Montgomery and Gibbs,
yeah,
just back and forth, and it's one of those things where it's like you said too, it's high risk, high reward. You take this player even though he's splitting carries. I mean, Jameer Gibbs, he still does phenomenal every single year, but. No, that's my strategy for like the first early rounds, and then like the middle rounds, I'll take a quarterback or like a high volume wide receiver if there's one still available. But like I said, wide receivers, it seems like targets are spread out so much anymore, unless you're a Justin Jefferson or a even Jamar Chase and T Higgins. They both, are getting a lot of targets. So take a quarterback, and then my late rounds. That's real. That's when I'm taking my swings on sleeper players, or getting more depth, getting a defense, getting a kicker. Like people that take defenses or kickers in like the fifth round, I'm like, what are you doing? Like I stream that stuff. So like if it's I'll go weekly. So it's like, you know what? Next week get a new kicker. Next week getting a new defense. I do have an issue though sometimes with drafting players that have the same bye weeks. Like, and you mentioned it too. I am one of those guys that I will draft five players with the same buy, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to have a really good team. I'll chalk this up as a loss this week. I'll chalk it up as a loss. Maybe I somehow win it, but I'll chalk this one up as a loss as long as I can, have a good record by the end of the season.
Yeah, sometimes you can afford, like if you're having a really good season, you can afford to have that week where a lot of your core guys are chalking it up and you're taking a loss. But I guess it all depends on who you're playing too, because it could be someone that you're playing that has a really good record as well, and you may be fighting for a position, and then you got to decide, okay, what bench guys do I drop? Who do I keep? What's going to happen this week? And that's when you really get into watching projections and who they're playing, and it can be like a job. It's crazy.
Yeah. How do you like personally, like how do you spot value picks? Like when you're doing a draft, like how do you spot like value throughout the whole entire draft? Is there a certain thing that you do that kind of...
So obviously, like I'd say obviously like the first 3 to 4 rounds are pretty easy. You pretty much know.
I agree. Yeah.
You pretty much know what you're going to do and what everyone's going to do. And I mean, a lot of people don't even really know much. They know football, I guess, but they don't know like fantasy football. So they're looking online on projections and like, oh, this is the best player that we're going to get right now. So we're just going to take this person, and I need a wide receiver. Look at
projections.
So,
like they're projections for a reason.
Yeah. So I usually go when I get into like the 4th, 5th, 6th round. I look at stats from last year. I look at numbers from last year. And if it's a rookie, I look at the projection of how many touches they're going to get, what their projected touches are, and then I look at who is ahead of them in the receiving core, obviously, because when I get the later rounds, running backs are pretty easy, but the wide receivers are hit and miss.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I'm just going to take this into example, like Roma Dunze this year for the Bears could be a very, very, very good player and could be a very, very high fantasy player, but you also have DJ Moore. You also have Cole Kmet. You have Luther Burton. You have all these guys. So you don't know. I mean,
Colston Loveland. That's a lot of mouths to feed.
So they say Rome's going to be a stud, but is he worth first, second round pick, third round pick? Is he really worth that? He might drop depending on how knowledgeable people are. I mean, you're obviously going to have like the fans in there that are going to take those players. Like there's some people that literally draft a whole lineup of their team. And take like every single player that they possibly can for the team.
Yeah.
But I don't care about that. I want to win. So I pick, but I get real into depth, like especially when you get down to the core of like, the eighth, 9th round. I've had years where like Hunter Renfrow, I drafted him and he went off a couple of years ago and he actually won me the league.
Machine.
He won me the league because of him and Nick Chubb got hurt and who was his backup? Can't remember what his name was, but he got hurt and he got hurt. It wasn't Kareem Hunt because Kareem Hunt was hurt too.
I know who you're talking about because he ran all over us. It was a very unheard of guy.
Yeah, I can't remember what his name was, but he was and then the Browns were bad and they were just running the football. So, I mean, you got to really look at waivers at a point when you get to like the 7th, 8th round, you're just kind of taking a shot at people.
Dearness Johnson.
Yeah.
Or Jerome Ford.
Yeah.
It was either Jerome Ford or Dearness Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson was
Dearness Johnson's the one who ran all over us.
And when it gets like to those later rounds where people are just kind of like picking random people, you kind of just take a shot at some people and you play them out that first week. You send them on the bench. If they're not doing very good, you definitely watch waivers. Yeah. In my opinion, you watch waivers, you see if there's a couple of weeks where you see these breakout guys and you kind of just toss one and grab another. But it's hit or miss and it's luck a lot of times. I mean, one week you may have the guy on your bench score 20 points and then you try to throw them in a lineup because when your good guys are not doing very good, and then they go off for 5 and then your good guy goes for 20. I mean, it's hit or miss and it's luck at that point.
It's really just like, and what I'll do too, like when I'm looking for value picks, is like, look at the team as a whole. Like, are they a good team? One, what's the offensive line look like? What's the quarterback situation look like? If there's a good receiver on the other side, that's maybe already drafted, what's the other side look like? Or is it a Jamar Chase on one side? T. Higgins probably going to get a lot of targets because, they're going to try to double cover Jamar Chase. So
or
it's
they're
one of
going
those
up
things
against someone like Jalen Ramsey or
what,
Alexander or,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
What division are they in? Who are they playing twice here? Maybe getting someone on the AFC South team. No offense if you're an AFC South fan, but the Texans are at the top right now. Obviously, Jaguars, I think they're kind of coming up a little bit, but still you got to kind of see what's their schedule look like. I mean, there's so many factors I think that play into it.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't pay attention to that, which is fine. And some people get lucky and win it.
Oh yeah,
but I mean, it's all luck at the end of the day. I mean, you never know. Like, you could have the best lineup you think possible, and you're projected 150 points a game, and you end up only scoring like 85 or 86 that week, and it's frustrating. And then
for sure,
but I mean, it's luck once you get past the fourth, fifth round.
It really is. And how we have our fantasy league structured is we do we do first place, second place, we do a top scorer, and then third place. So like top scorer, I think they actually win money. Third place just gets their money back, I do believe, in our league. But I mean, there'll be several times where the top scorer, they might not even make the playoffs because
might not even have a winning record.
Yeah, might not have a winning record. So, it's always kind of nice to give them something because they have tough competition every single week. But I also cannot stand people that do like they'll get in a fantasy draft and then they just auto draft the whole entire thing. I have actually been in a fantasy league where a person auto drafted and went undefeated the whole entire season. It was actually the year that I won and I beat him in the championship. It was the greatest thing ever. But all right, so we've got some strategy stuff. Then what are some value picks there? What are some mistakes people make? And I've got a few here. And well, let's start right off the bat. Don't auto draft. Like, just don't. That's not necessarily a mistake, but it really irritates me, and I'm sure it irritates a lot of other people that fantasy draft. Do not auto draft.
And in my opinion, don't draft a quarterback first round.
No, I never draft a quarterback first round.
Quarterbacks are always going to be there, probably the second, third, fourth round. It depends on if they're going to have a great year. Lamar Jackson usually goes out, second round, probably third round. Sometimes even go out first round. I mean, he'll probably go out first round in a lot of leagues this year.
I mean, that's a one thing. Quarterbacks, I mean, unless it's in wildcat formation, quarterbacks are touching the ball every single play. So, I mean, there's 32 of them. You can find one of them that's going to do you pretty well.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I've actually seen people draft a quarterback first round and like defense like fourth or fifth round.
I've seen the same thing. I've seen someone draft defense first round before.
That's ridiculous.
High school student.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the heck? I mean,
I get it. It's whatever. But I mean, unless you're if you're just playing for fun, then do however you want. But obviously, if you're playing for money, that's probably what we're talking about. If you're playing to try and win money and stuff, don't draft quarterback first round. I mean, some people probably swear by it and probably win leagues by drafting a quarterback first round, but don't do it. They're going to be there.
I mean, you have people that's like, oh, running back. Oh, 3 good running backs are gone. Oh, wide receiver's gone. It's like, oh, well, I have the 5th pick. I'm going to go ahead and take like Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. Really good, yes, but you can get another really good quarterback in the second, third round. Like I said, I don't draft a quarterback probably till the 4th or 5th round. I mean, you've got to pay attention to your draft and who's taken.
And in my opinion, the first like 2-3 rounds, alternate your positions. Don't in my opinion, don't go running back.
I go running back always, almost always.
But I mean, it depends on the position. I guess you're in. I guess it depends the position you're in and who's available.
Like I said,
obviously, if you got like say Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm just going to shoot this out there. Say like Jahmyr Gibbs slides to the second round and you already got your running back that you drafted in the first round. Yeah. Obviously draft like Jahmyr Gibbs. But
for sure.
But don't
I'm not going to reach for running back. Like if I draft a running back in the first.
If you're going running back, you got to draft a flex running back, one that's going to get more than just touches in the backfield. You got to get one that's going to get receptions too, in my opinion.
For sure, yeah, and that's usually my strategy. I'll get a running back that I know is going to score a lot of touchdowns, or it's going to be a red zone like Derrick Henry. If he's there, I'm taking Derrick Henry because you get on the 1 yard line, 2 yard line, it's going to Derrick Henry, and then a Jahmyr Gibbs,
Aaron Jones.
Yeah, any of those guys. I mean, a lot of running backs now, you've got to catch the ball in the backfield. But yeah, so
pretty much every running back right now is going to get.
I say that I say that I go running back. It really depends on how the draft kind of unfolds a little bit. I know last year I think I got Amon-Ra, in the second round, so I went with a first round running back and then Amon-Ra, St. Brown in the second round. So it just kind of depends.
Yeah, the first 2-3 rounds, there's always going to be at least a 1 or 2 wide receiver and a 1 or 2 running back in the first couple rounds. And usually I try to get one of each because there's been times where I've drafted wide receiver, or running back, thinking, okay, this wide receiver core is really good this year. I can get by with having a really high PPR, getting 25 to 30 between 2 running backs. Yeah, I can get 10 to 12 on all my wide receivers. So there's been times where I've slid back a little bit. And in my opinion too, get a good tight end. Do not do not wait till like the 7th or the 8th round to get your tight end.
Yeah, and tight end, I didn't even think about tight end.
They're a dime a dozen.
Yeah, for sure. Like a wide receiver or a tight end is definitely. I mean, even in the 3rd, 4th round, if they're a good one, you got to take them. My biggest thing too, I think, when you're drafting, a lot of you brought it up, a lot of mistakes that people will make is kind of being a team homer. So, I've seen people before. It's like huge Chiefs fans take Chiefs players. I'm a Broncos fan. I'm more guilty of it now. I think that we're actually decent, but when we were bad, I would not even touch a Broncos player. But I don't know. I mean, as much as you think your team's going to be good, like everybody thinks their team's probably going to be good to some extent. I feel like you just got to, follow the draft, how it's going to go. Like you're not reaching for players. Don't try to be cute. Do your research. Even if the projections say this player is going to be higher, I don't know. Like sometimes even if a player is hired, you've got to think like this person's also injury prone.
Yep.
Like as much as I would want to get Christian McCaffrey this year,
he's disappointed me in 3 or 4 different years.
Yeah. And I think the same can be said, though, for like sleeper picks. Like we talked about it a little bit. Do your research, identify if they actually have potential to, be a boom or bust. I mean, boom candidate. A lot of the times those sleeper candidates that you pick can be busts. But you got to target those at the end of the draft, too. You can't go in and try to get cute and draft someone you think is going to be he's got to go off and draft him in the 3rd, 4th round. Just it usually does not work.
Yep.
But
especially a rookie.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, oh my goodness, there's so many rookies this year. There's so many rookies this year that I think are going to be good, but I can see Ashton Genty going 1st round in a lot of drafts this year, and it's just like, man,
I can see Ashton Genty going. I can see Ashton Genty going top. I can definitely see him going. I can almost see him going top 5.
See, and that's the thing. Like they have Brock Bowers, they have Bowers, they have Jacoby Myers. They've got an okay offensive line. You got Geno Smith. So, I mean, I'm sure they're arguing handing the ball off a little bit or quite a bit, but I don't know. Rookie running backs, we don't see the Ezekiel Elliott's coming in and being a rookie and having 1,500 yards, first year anymore with the Dallas Cowboys offensive line. But I don't know. I mean,
Bijan had a solid year.
Bijan had and I think Bijan's going to be another one. We'll get into some of our top players here. Actually, let's just go ahead and jump into that right now. We can transition here to the second segment. Top fantasy players of the 25-26 season. Do we just want to start and go through you? So you actually read this wrong. You did a tier list, correct? So do you want to go over your tier list, or do you just want to do top 5?
So the crazy thing is I'm just going to say this. So my tier list, I don't even like, and I talked about not having a quarterback, even in this, like really in like the first couple of rounds. Yeah. I actually only have two quarterbacks in the top 25.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, and I'm going by like fantasy, like projected, like points, like everything. Like this is how I think it's going to end. This is how I think it's going to be really good. And they actually go Actually, one of them goes 26 and the other one goes 25.
Wow.
So I barely even have them in the top 25. And you could probably guess the two that I had in there, and that's Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
Are the
Lamar
only
Jackson.
two that are the only two that I have in there because they're dual threats and
Yeah,
they run
everybody's
the
thinking
ball
like,
a lot.
yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
But
Patrick Mahomes didn't have a great year last year. Like as
no,
far as fantasy goes, I realized he was in the Super Bowl, but he didn't have a great fantasy year. So
no. So my tier 1 is this. So
well,
my tier, or what do you want me
hold
to
on.
do? How do you want me to do this?
Do you want to just do my top 5 and then I'll see where my top 5 kind of fall in your tiers?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I'll go through my top 5 really quick. I'll just I'll start my 5 and work my way up. I have Derrick Henry on there. I don't know why he was kind of lower. I was kind of looking at the projections and whatnot and kind of see where they had him. He was lower on the list, and I'm like, until he proves that he's not a top running back, I don't see. I mean, he's a touchdown machine too, and the team's good. Like the Ravens are a good football team, and I think they're learning more and more each and every day how to use him and be more effective, make him more effective in that offense. So he's my number 5. I mean, there's no surprises here. Justin Jefferson's my number 4. I think all that kind of speaks for itself here. Obviously, the quarterback situation, we're going to kind of wait and see. I think McCarthy is going to be good. I think if Sam Darnold can have success in that offense, then, McCarthy's going to be just fine. Bijan Robinson is actually my number 3. I think he has potential to be number 1. It's just tough because of how good Saquon was last year. Jamar Chase, obviously number 2. The stats speak for themselves. And then my number 1 is obviously Saquon Barkley. I'm not taking that away from him because, he did it last year. Let's see. I mean, that's on a brand new team. And now he's got a year under his belt with that team. And, they lost some on defense. They lost a little on offense, but still, I think they're going to be a powerhouse this year. So there's my top 5. And I'll kind of see where mine fall in your tiers here.
Okay. So there's only one in my top 5 that you have that I didn't have. I didn't have Derrick Henry in my top 5.
Yeah, and I don't know if a lot of people do. This is just personal preference for me.
So
like
he's actually so he's actually 7th on my list.
Yeah.
He's, I don't know. So I'm gonna go for my tier 1, and I'm just gonna go down the list here.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. You can just go down your list.
So I just got Jamar Chase number 1.
Yep.
I mean, it's hard to argue that he's the most productive wide receiver in the league right now. Got a really good quarterback, just slings him the ball all the time. Going to give you a lot of points if he stays healthy, and if Joe Burrow stays healthy.
Yeah, see how that offensive line
But he still gets
up.
quite a bit of touches even when Joe Burrow's not healthy. But got Jamar Chase number 1. I actually have Bijan Robinson number 2.
Yeah,
I think he's going to get a lot of touches. He had a great season last year. It's going to be even better this year. The offense is actually going to be structured a little different because you got a little bit of a dual quarterback back there this year.
See, and I think a lot of it kind of relies on Penix though too.
I think
are they playing from behind a lot?
Yeah,
because Penix doesn't pan out. Like that's why Bijan's still number 3 here, but that's the only reason because I just don't know how Penix is going to actually do.
Yeah, I think when the going gets tough, they're just going to throw the ball. They're just going to give the ball to Robinson and say cook. I mean, I think that's how it's going to go. Is it going to be? Am I right? I'm not a professional. No, but that's just how I think.
I mean, they still got no mitts Pitts. So I mean, if he can't catch the ball, then they're in trouble.
Yeah.
So
and 3, I have Saquon. Like you said, not really going to stress too much about that one. Talk about that one too much. Saquon Barkley is what he is. Absolute animal. 4, I actually have Justin Jefferson. I have him drop. I have him dropping a lot this year. I mean, McCarthy actually didn't look too bad in the preseason. Threw some good passes, but I just don't. I don't know, man. Especially with Addison getting in the trouble that he got into, it's going to be tougher for him to get some touches. If Addison would have still been there right now in the beginning, I think that he probably pops off and starts off the season great.
They don't talk about Hawkinson enough though. I mean, he's still really, probably top 5, 6, 7 tight end. Yeah. So
I think rookie quarterback Justin Jefferson, he hasn't had a rookie quarterback,
quote unquote.
He hasn't had a rookie quarterback.
Yeah. Well, technically he's not a rookie, but he
hasn't played in the NFL
rookie.
Really.
Yeah. This is in place of his rookie year since he got hurt last year. Yeah.
And then my 5 is actually CD Lamb.
I like that a lot, especially with George Pickens being there and Dak Prescott healthy. We talked about it in a previous podcast where Dak is a stat monster too.
And CD
So
gets a lot of touches. And then actually close to CD, I have Jahmyr Gibbs.
yeah, Gibbs was up. My only thing is the split carries things. I know it hasn't really affected him in the past, but that's the only thing. And they
Yeah.
lost a lot to the Lions, not the Lions team, but the Lions coaching staff, and that makes a difference, I think. So
Yeah. And then so that's my tier one. I went
okay,
six in my tier one because I think Jahmyr Gibbs could be 5. It
okay.
just all depends on how you draft and who you draft and how it goes.
So I'll have you skim through your other tiers here, and if we have any players that are maybe
Yeah.
in discussion, we can kind of
Yeah.
talk
So
about them just for time's sake.
tier two is a 7 through 11. It's Derrick Henry, Nico Collins, Puka Nakua, Malik Neighbors, and Brian Thomas
Yeah,
is the
and the
second tier.
only one in there is I want to get your opinion on this really quick. Like I said, but Nico Collins, do you think are you high on Nico Collins or
I'm
are
high on
you?
Nico Collins if he stays healthy. He had a crazy year going last year until he got hurt.
Yeah,
And CJ Stroud plays 10 times better when he has Nico Collins. So I think
yeah.
if that offense flows through Nico Collins, just kind of like, oh shoot, can't even think of what his name is right now.
Was it Tank Dell that got hurt?
No, I'm trying to think of Washington's.
Terry McLaurin.
Yes, it's just
Yeah, scary Terry.
yeah, he is the flow of that offense.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
So then I feel like that with Nico Collins. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think he's legit.
he is good. Yeah. Okay.
And then
Yeah. That's what I was
so tier 3, 12 through 19, just kind of a bigger tier. This is where I got more running backs in this one. Yeah, I see how there's only one running back in that tier 2. I think there's just a lot of really good receivers.
Oh, for sure.
So 12 through 19 here, I got St. Brown. Then I got McCaffrey, Genty, Jonathan Taylor, A.J. Brown, Drake London, Devin A-Chain, and then Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. I think A-Chain, I don't know if you'd really call it a breakout year because he's still a really solid running back, but did you guys lose Mostert in this offseason or the
we don't
previous
Mostert.
offseason?
Yeah, we don't Mostert this year.
So
we had him last year. He was hurt a lot.
That whole offense is just built around speed and misdirection and stuff. And I mean, I know there's some stuff going on with like Tyreek Hill and whatnot, but I mean, you still have Tyreek and Jalen Waddle and the speed of A-Chain in the backfield. So
and then that rookie wide receiver coming in. I can't remember exactly what his name is.
Yeah, and you just got Minka as well. So I mean, your defense. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's your tier 3.
And then tier 4 is just 20 through 25. I got a couple tight ends in this one.
Okay.
So I got Bowers at 20, and then got George Kittle, and then I actually have McConkey in here at 21. Yeah, I'm McConkey, and then Irving for Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
and then Williams, Rams running back.
Yeah,
and then Josh Allen.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't have Trey McBride up there.
Trey McBride is at 31 for me.
31. Yeah, Trey McBride. I think he'll have another really good year. He's really good for sure. But yeah, I like that. Yeah, I apologize that you misread that, but I enjoyed actually listeing to all your tiers you had there.
Yeah, I kind of got into it a little bit this morning. Yeah. I was like, oh, got some time while my ribs were cooking, so I
had no time.
Yeah, we both had a busy day. Seems like.
We did. Very busy day. No, but I like that. Do we kind of want to go through now just kind of some positional standouts? I know we kind of talked about them a little bit. We can just kind of touch on our positional standouts. 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and 2 tight ends. Mine just Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. We touched on them a lot. Saquon Barkley, Bijan Robinson. Already touched on those guys. Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Those are my 2 top guys. And then obviously you just brought up George Kittle and Brock Bowers. So there's really not any change. I mean, when it comes to fantasy football, you really, you can't get cute with it. You can't be like, oh, well, this person's going to go off this year, and you can't be different. I mean, you can say this person's going to do really good, but you have to go based off previous seasons. I mean, history, especially in the NFL, unless you have just one really good year, if you're having success previous years, it's pretty good chance it's going to continue on as you go. But yeah, unless there's drastic changes that happen. But do you have any?
I have a couple different. I mean, just the running backs are the same, and everything else has one different on every one of them.
Okay.
So it's quarterback got Lamar Jackson in there and Josh Allen.
That's right. Yeah.
Then running backs are the same. Wide receiver I got Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then tight end I got Brock Bowers and Trey McBride.
You do have Trey McBride, and I brought up
Okay.
Trey McBride
So
earlier,
so I
but
so I so I think that I put George Kittle above Trey McBride just because of who George Kittle is.
yeah,
But Trey McBride, he's known for his reception numbers and his efficiency. So like
he
if you
is
look at
good.
if you look at his numbers from last year, like he got a lot of touches
Yeah,
and he was very efficient and got almost the same amount of touches almost every time. Like he got a very high percentage and he
yeah,
can definitely catch the ball.
yep,
So George
yeah.
Kittle's kind of up and down,
He
never really
really was.
consistent.
He'd have like really like he. I had him in fantasy, and he'd have like a 2 touchdown game, and then he was kind of quiet, like 37 yards. I'm like,
Yeah.
gosh, dang it! But yeah, the consistency every single week with fantasy players is it's great. But I also really enjoy those games to where it's like, hey, I got 32 points
You
from
don't
my
even have to
tight end.
watch. You don't even have to watch your fantasy. You don't even have to
Yeah,
watch it.
yep. But
You're just like, oh, this is a
um,
great week.
yeah. Last little part of this segment before we take a quick break. Let's go sleepers. So this one is where we can get a little cute. We can have a little fun. We can kind of talk about people that we think might break out onto the scene this year, whether we've watched these players or we've studied these players. I'm intrigued to see who you have, and I kind of I'll go ahead and let you start because I kind of teased this player earlier when I was
Okay, so
talking.
I got three players that you probably wouldn't think.
One
Really.
quarterback. Oh yeah, by the
Yeah.
way, this is one quarterback, one running back, one wide receiver.
Yep. So
Okay,
my
so who's your?
quarterbacks.
Let's talk about our number one first. Let's go quarterback.
Yep, my quarterback's Drake May.
Ooh, and I've also got a rookie. Second year player. I've got Michael Penix Jr. And I know I was just kind of like not trashing on him, but he has the most boom or bust potential, I think, because I mean the Falcons with the division they are in. I mean, I realize they have the Bucks there, but they could be a you know 9-8 team, 10-7 team if all goes right. But they could also be a 5-win team. So I mean, it's just kind of wait and see how Penix pans out. But
Yeah, and I have Drake May because they beefed up their offense a lot.
yeah,
Brought in Stephon Diggs, got him some people to throw to really. And if they beef up that offensive line, I think Drake May is
yeah,
I mean, the world's at his fingertips if they beef up that offensive line a little bit.
yeah. I mean,
and he's a gunslinger. So
and look what they did. Look what they did in the draft. They went up and got Henderson from Ohio State. So they got him in the backfield now, and they still have. Oh my goodness, that other running back they
Stevenson,
have. Yeah,
Rashad Stevenson, Ramondre Stevenson.
Ramondre Stevenson. Yeah, and he's really good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's his name.
Yeah.
But and then they spent a lot of money on the defense as well in the offseason. So this team in general is getting better and a new head coach. So
Yep.
Sky's the limit for them. All right, so number 2 running back.
So my running back is actually Jalen Warren.
Oh gosh, dang it, we have the same running back.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the only reason I have Jalen Warren is because look who the quarterback is.
Yep.
I mean, he can't get back and he can't throw like he used to. I mean, he still has an arm, but he's not as mobile. They're going to give him the ball a lot. And last year, Jalen Warren was a stud.
Oh yeah, even behind Najee Harris.
Yeah,
Yep.
and
I realized
I'm
they
really
just
really
drafted.
big on Jalen Warren.
Yeah, and I realized they just drafted Caleb Johnson from Iowa, right? Caleb Johnson from Iowa. So they do have him there. Obviously, he's a rookie. Regardless, though, good 1-2 punch with both those guys. And like I said, I really like Warren as well. When he come in, he definitely took advantage of the opportunities he was given. He's been doing that for the past 2 years. Like it's not new. Like he's just a good running back. So I like that Jalen Warren at 2. All right, number 3.
And the only I'm only shouting this player out because I have his helmet in my house.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I got him in my house. I got his auto helmet, and that's Drake London.
Drake London. Okay.
I can see him breaking out. He's always been solid. Like you look at his numbers, he's always been solid. Yeah. And if you have someone like if you have someone like Penix throwing in the ball, and if he can sling it and get him the rock when he's open, I think he could break out. I think he'd have probably one of his best years, if not the best year he's had.
Yeah,
in the league.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that offense is a coin flip right now, I think.
Yeah.
But Drake London could break out.
Yeah. I'm going against everything that we just talked about earlier. I'm being a little bit of a homer here. Yeah, being a little bit of a homer here. I'm going Troy Franklin. And last year, was not a great showing for him. Had a lot of drops with the limited time he was actually given out on the field. But just watching the preseason, I realized it's preseason. Last night's game, catches 2 touchdowns. Just doing things he wasn't doing last year. He actually looks like he made a huge leap. Flashing his hands late when he's in the end zone. Route running, catching the football, going up and winning 50-50 balls. Didn't see that a lot last year. And I think also having that connection, the organic connection with Bo Nix, obviously they went to college together, drafted together. I think that he's going to be looking his way a lot. There's a lot of talk on Marvin Mims with our offense, and I think he's going to be a great chess piece. I think he's going to be a joker, as Sean Payton says over and over again. But I would not be surprised if Troy Franklin not only gets a lot of touches, but is maybe pushing Cortland Sutton for, receiving yards by the end of the year, maybe even touchdowns. But like I said, not trying to be too much of a homer here, but I think he's going to have a pretty good season.
Yeah, it was really hard for me not to pick Keon Coleman.
Yeah, he could be really good as well.
I was up in the air, but then I was looking, I was like, I got Drake London right here.
They have Shakir Coleman, and
they just signed someone else.
Dalton Kincaid. Is it Kincaid? They have a pretty good
stud. Yeah,
he's really good. But when you got Josh Allen as your quarterback, anything's possible.
Yeah.
Honestly, Tedero McMillan has been looking good in preseason as well.
Yeah.
With the time he's actually had. But that's going to go ahead and wrap up this segment 2. When we come back, we've actually got a blind comparison we're going to do. You have no idea who any of these players are. We've got quarterbacks, running backs, tight ends, and wide receivers. We're going to compare the two. You're going to choose one. We're going to see which one you would rather have play for your team. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Smackin' sunflower seeds. Choose your flavor and enjoy some of the best seeds on the market. Smackin' goes above and beyond to make sure you have the perfect seed every single time. Enjoy their wide selection that they have to offer. Not sure what seeds to buy? Grab a variety pack and use code AVERAGE or scan our QR code for 10% off. All right, we are back, and we've got a fun little game here for Casey. Went ahead and took the liberty of doing these comparisons here. Starting off, looks like we've got 2 quarterbacks. So we're going to have 2 sets of quarterbacks, 2 sets of tight ends, 2 sets of wide receivers, and 2 sets of running backs. We'll go through these stats here. We'll kind of see which one you would prefer, and they're going to see if this quarterback's a well-known quarterback or maybe not as well-known. So let's go ahead and start. Your first one here. You can go ahead and look at these stats. Kind of the big one here. You've got
I think I know who the one on the right is.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll go through these really quick. I'll just kind of hit the big ones here. Pass yards on the left, 3,700. On the right, 4,300. Pass touchdowns on the left, 20. On the right, 35. Interceptions on the left, 8. On the right, 12. Rushing yards, 41 on the left, 212 on the right. Rushing touchdowns, 1 on the right, 0 on the left. Kind of the big ones there. Obviously, got the record there, whatnot. Completion percentage, 66% on the right, 65% on the left. Which one are you taking?
I'm taking the one on the right for sure.
And do you know who the one on the right? Any guesses? I'm going to give you a guess on the one on the right.
Jared Goff.
Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and find out and reveal here. You actually chose Sam Darnold over Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford just kind of had a subpar year. It's definitely not his best year that he's had with the Rams, but if you give me the Sam Darnold from last year,
yeah,
I will take Sam Darnold over a lot of quarterbacks. And we had this. It's funny. We had a TikTok. We had a TikTok that went viral. Not viral, but we had TikTok that got a lot of views.
Got 1,000 view viral for us.
Yeah, it was one of our first ones we put on there, and I got a lot of hate for it. But you give me the same Darnold last year, that it's hard to beat.
He was really good. And by the way, this took me forever to do. Yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I put this all together here.
Yeah. So I was trying to think of the records, and I can't remember if the Lions had a 14-3 record or not. But
yeah,
that looked a lot like Jared. That looked a lot like Jared Goff numbers.
Yeah, should have taken off the records there.
I was thinking the rushing yards too. I forgot that Sam Darnold just sat in the pocket and just slung the ball pretty much.
Still 212 rushing yards, not bad. But
I would take Sam Darnold in that one.
quarterback 2 here. I'll zoom in once again so you can see these numbers, and everybody watching can see these numbers. We've got let's go pass yards on the left. You've got 3,900. What's that?
Kind of already know who the one on the left is.
You've got 3,900. Then you've got, I'm going to try to cover that up so you don't see that down there. 3,900 on the left. You've got 3,700 on the right. 26 touchdowns on the left, 29 touchdowns on the right, 11 interceptions on the left, 12 interceptions on the right, 307 rush yards on the left, 430 rush yards on the right, 2 rushing touchdowns on the left, 4 rushing touchdowns on the right.
Are we going strictly? Are we going strictly fantasy?
Or
are we going? If we're looking at numbers, what quarterback do I want on my team? Like to be my quarterback?
Let's just go straight numbers. Yep, let's just go straight numbers.
The numbers really aren't that far off.
They're really not. Yeah,
they're really not that far off. The only reason the one on the left didn't play 17 games, obviously, is because of the record.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I really should have covered the records up.
I already know the one on the left, who the one on the left is, and it's almost impossible not to pick him.
Okay. Well, okay. Yep. So who are your guesses
I'm
here?
definitely taking Patrick Mahomes here.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know the one on the right. I'm trying to figure out who the one on the right is.
It could be just a blind
3,700 yards. That's got to be 10-7. Who went 10-7 last year?
Do you just want to reveal?
Yeah, just reveal
who we got here. All right. It is Bo Nix.
That's what I was thinking. It was Bo Nix.
Yeah, we got Bo Nix there. Yeah.
Because didn't I pick Bo Nix in the
you did
in the group chat?
You did pick Bo Nix in the group chat.
I mean, I like those numbers, and the fantasy points get me too. I like that, but I mean, it's hard to not pick one of the greatest quarterbacks.
It is true. I should have done this more blind. I should have don't guess the records and who they are. Just go straight from the thing. Oh wow! Oh, quick tease of who won the bracket there, which is coming up here shortly. All right, here we go. We are going on now to tight ends. So we've got 2 tight ends here, and hopefully you cannot guess these tight ends. This would be a little bit harder because it's not quarterbacks. You don't have the stats there, so
this one doesn't have the record with it.
No, it doesn't. So we'll just go receiving yards, receptions. On the left, 111 with 1146 receiving yards, 88 receptions on the right with 884 receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns on the left, 8 receiving touchdowns on the right.
So give me the guy who gets the touchdowns.
Yeah, I feel like you got
I like the receiving yards, but yeah, give me the guy on the right.
You want any guesses on either of these tight ends? Those of you guys that are watching, you're
1,100 yards, 1,100 yards, 800 yards. I want to say that the one on the left's not Brock Bauer because Brock Bauer led in every single category last year.
Yep.
So it's not Brock Bauer, and he probably played in 17 games, not 16. It's got to be a top. It's got to be a top tight end. These 2 guys have got to be top tight ends.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the left is probably Hawkinson.
Okay.
And I'm going to say the right is McBride, probably.
Okay. You are actually wrong. McBride is actually on the left. Jonnu Smith is on the right.
My tight end.
Yeah, Jonnu Smith there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take Jonnu Smith for sure. 100%.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good one.
But I mean, Trey McBride's numbers are phenomenal.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Marvin Harrison got a lot of touches last year in the end zone.
We got another one here. We've got 2 tight ends. This one is you probably won't guess these, but get off my screen. Okay, receiving yards left 707. All right. You've got 3 rushing attempts for 6 rushing yards, but 7 receiving touchdowns. On the right, you've got 97 receptions, 823 yards, so a little over 100 more yards, but only 3 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm going to say the right. I'm going to take a big guess and say the right is Travis Kelce.
Okay.
Left. Who's the tight end for New England?
Hunter Henry.
I'm going to go Hunter Henry on the left, and that's who
Okay.
I'm going to pick.
This is going to surprise you.
I was right on Travis Kelce.
You were right on Travis Kelce with Tucker Kraft. I mean, what a great year from him last year.
Travis Kelce's probably in his last year or two in the NFL, probably.
I think so. I do think so.
Tucker Kraft, I mean, he's look at the numbers. I mean, like when I'm going to tight ends, give me the touchdowns because they're the guys who are just going to. And Travis Kelce had a very, very down year last year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, 15-1 as a team, but yeah, he had a down year for sure. All right. Wide receivers now. So we get to some fun stats here. Wide receivers, we'll go through their catches and yards and touchdowns. Receiving yards on the left, we've got 958. You've got 6 receiving touchdowns, and you've got 81 receptions. Okay, on the did I say on the right? I think I did. Meant on the left. So on the right, you've got 87 receptions for 1,027 yards and 4 receiving touchdowns. Which wide receiver are we taking?
Yards per reception are a lot more, or I mean, are very similar. I think the only reason that they're winning in receiving touchdowns because they played in 2 less games. And the 2 less games with more receiving yards, I'm going to go on the right.
You want the right?
Yeah, I want the right.
Okay, we're going to see who it is. Any guesses at all or no? There's so many wide receivers, it's probably kind of hard.
I'm going to say the right is I don't know. I don't know who only played 15 games.
We're going to find out. Jacoby Myers over Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill didn't have a very good year last year.
Yeah. Jacoby Myers.
But he also had crap throwing him the ball. So
that's very true. That is very true. All right, here we go. Second group of wide receivers here. I'm not sure why there was not very many stats for this. Like some of these were kind of weird when I put them together, but here we go. Only 13 games on the left, 17 games on the right. But only 200 less yards on the left here. So you've got 67 receptions, 1,079 yards, and 7 touchdowns in 13 games. And then in 17 games, you've got 90 receptions, 1,200 yards, and 4 receiving touchdowns.
I like the left because of the numbers, the consistent numbers on the left. And I mean, only played 13 games, got a lot of receptions. And the yards per reception, I really like that. And obviously more touchdowns. So give me the one on the left.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and review who we got here. It's actually A.J. Brown and Jerry Jeudy. Jeudy had...
I'm telling you, A.J. Brown was my... I had him on top wide receivers.
Yeah. And Jerry Jeudy was another sleeper. But the biggest thing
Jerry Jeudy, how do you feel about him leaving and popping off?
He needed it. I think he needed it. I think he was kind of stuck in...
Right.
Yeah, I don't think even if he would have stayed with the Broncos, he doesn't have the success he's got with the Browns. Like, good for him. He doesn't really have a quarterback throwing to him again this year, but
maybe
we'll see. Shador
and what's his name?
Gabriel looked terrible.
They didn't look that bad.
I think he had a fumble and a interception on like his first 2 drives or something. Not great, but all right. On to running backs. Last 2 here.
Okay.
We've got so. Let's take a look at this.
Big numbers.
Very similar numbers. So pretty easy to guess who these running backs are, but who are you taking here? The receiving yards is a lot different.
Yeah,
so on the left, you've got 1,400 rush yards, 16 rushing touchdowns, 517 receiving yards, and 4 receiving touchdowns. On the right, you've got 325 attempts, 1921 rush yards, 16 touchdowns again, only 193 receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah,
pretty
obviously
fair split.
Obviously, I'm picking Saquon Barkley on the right, but I'm trying to think of who the left side is. It gets a lot of receptions.
So you're picking the right?
Yeah.
Okay. Should I just go ahead and show you review really quick?
Yeah.
It's actually Derrick Henry.
Oh,
It's actually Derrick
oh
Henry
yeah, I
and
forgot.
Jamar
Yeah.
Gibbs.
I forgot that Saquon had more than 2,000, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Derrick Henry and Jameer Gibbs. That's a tough one. Like I love Derrick Henry, but looking at these stats on Jameer Gibbs, he had a really good year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, you
okay,
can't go wrong with
last
either one of those two.
no, you really can't. Last two running backs. Go ahead and take a look at these. You've got on the left, 1,122 rushing yards, 8 rushing touchdowns, and then you've also got 392 receiving yards and no receiving touchdowns. On the right side over here, 1,400 rush yards, 11 rushing touchdowns, 136 receiving yards, 1 receiving touchdown.
So the only thing that's intriguing me on the left side is this kick returns. Really
Yeah.
like that. The 6 kick returns. It's pretty good. I'm trying to think of who was a really good kick returner that played that did kick returns. But that's impressive. 6.
Yeah.
That's Devin Hester stats right there. With kick returns. That's pretty good in 1 year.
I don't think it was touchdowns. I think it was just that's how many returned. Or like I just think he was back there for 6 kick
okay.
returns.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I
I
don't
was
think
like,
he had any touchdowns.
it's like, sheesh. That's
Don't
a lot
let
of.
don't let that sway you too much.
Yeah. I was gonna say, wow. Okay. I will probably, he beats him in rushing. The right beats in rushing touchdowns. Rushing yards, he blows him out with playing in less. But he had a lot more rushing attempts.
Yeah. Oh, almost 100 more.
Too, yeah.
5.4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the one that you workhorse a lot. I'm definitely gonna go with the one on the right. One on left
Okay.
still really good too, though.
Bucky Irving and
that's who it is.
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. That was the last one. I mean, I was trying to make them kind of hard for you. I didn't realize, like, down here in the corner, I mean, I realize you can't see that, but you can kind of see the colors. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was a fun little thing. We should kind of do that more comparisons. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously,
Bucky Irving has a chance to break out this year too.
he really does. I really like him. That the Bucks team in general, they're
Bucks
in
are
a
gonna be
weaker
good.
division.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I said
they're gonna be
they're gonna be sneaky. And like I said in the last, the NFL draft one, or the NFL one that we did with Break was a couple of those.
It was a lot of fun. We're on an hour right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and hop into the. I don't know why I closed that. We're gonna go ahead and hop into the the bracket though. Hopefully, those of you guys that are listening got some information, or if it was stuff you already knew. I mean, hopefully, we gave you some pointers going into your fantasy draft. If you already had it, hopefully you used some of the things we talked about. So let's go ahead and do the championship matchup here. This is for the one hit wonders bracket. So I'm going to go ahead and get this pulled up. So one hit wonders bracket. Honestly, are you surprised?
I knew once I saw some of the comments and stuff. Am I the only one who voted for you spin me around?
You were the only one. Yes, it was 4-1 on both. So Take on Me, Come on Eileen, going into the championship. Number 1, number 2. We kind of seen this coming. 2 very popular songs, maybe 2 of the biggest one-hit wonders. However, I was told Take on Me, not a one-hit wonder. So I guess I really haven't listened to a lot of Aha's other music. So that's on me for not listening to more of their songs. But yeah, here we go. Championship matchup. Let us know in the comments who is going to take home the gold. Take on Me or Come on Eileen. Both really good songs, both really good one-hit wonders. But this is the final matchup, the final bracket before we move on to our new bracket. And I guess we can kind of tease it. We're talking football a little bit. We'll just go ahead and let you know the next one's going to be football related. We're not going to give you too much, but it is football related. So let us know in the comments who is going to win this. But thank you guys for hanging with us for this hour and whatever minutes. Tune in next week. We got another awesome podcast for you guys. So until next time, I'm Jacob. He's Casey. We'll see you later. No, that was good.